Let's count off all the things that annoy you.
It would be far quicker to list the things which don't. Although it would be harder to think of things that don't.
Lamps?
Can you think of anything?
Candles? Candles?
Yeah, I like candles, actually, yeah. I don't know why.
Rose petals?
No, I
Barry
don't like
White?
rose petals. No, I don't like Barry White. He's dead, you know. He's dead, you know, and
He's
the BBC...
not dead. He's not dead. People don't
know he's dead because they didn't give any coverage of his death, the bastards.
If you don't hear about somebody for a few years, it's generally decided that they went on and had some sort of weird career.
No, I thought...
He's an astronaut.
The Pat Sharp thing, if we haven't heard of them since the 80s, they're dead.
Yeah, I brought this up recently with somebody, and we decided that they've actually just gone away and started another career. Like, they've become a cobbler in Venice. That's what it is.
That would be far more nice than the fact he's dead.
You don't hear about these things.
You should, when it's someone like Barry White. He's probably responsible for a large proportion of the people hearing about his death existing. So,
I mean, like, the reason why I bring up the cobbler thing is because apparently that's what happened to Daniel Day-Lewis. Like, he disappeared from like making movies and stuff.
Who's Daniel Day-Lewis?
Some actor.
I don't know who he is. What has he been in?
He
did that horse noise that Noodles does that I've noticed and now can't unnotice. He just goes all the time instead of using words.
Yeah,
so as you were saying,
yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis. So that
he's a cobbler now.
He was in like Last of the Mohicans and Gangs of New York and stuff like that. But he disappeared for a while, and then it turns out that he went away to become a cobbler.
Ah, there's a similar thing with ex-Big Brother contestants in this country, although it usually means they're just dead in an alley.
I'm pleased. That appeases me.
Yeah, on the subject of music and. Also going back to something we were talking about in the Minecraft night of like us not getting new references kids use today, like when Noodles and his girlfriend were calling each other beards.
What the hell was that all about?
I kind of had a moment like this when I was shopping the other day. Yesterday, in fact. I went into HMV, and the only reason I go in there is because they have a foreign language and anime section, and I always struggle to find it because it's always in a different place every fucking time I'm there. It's
because they want to try. They know people going just for that stuff. What we'll do is we'll move it around. That way you'll have to mooch around the other stuff to find it.
Yeah. Like Waterstones has a manga section, and I always go and have a look at that when I'm there as well. But sometimes it's on the bottom floor, and sometimes it's on the top floor.
Oh no! Imagine putting on a different floor.
It's just like pick a section for God's sake.
You like consistency, that's what it is.
I do like consistency. I don't like change, like most people. Anyway, the point is, I was looking around for the anime section in HMV, and I passed, and out of the corner of my eye, I thought I saw a sign which said J-Rock, as in Japanese rock, and I thought, wow, has HMV started doing music I might like? And I turned and looked back, and it wasn't J-Rock, it was Jock Rock. And I'd like to know what the hell Jock Rock is. I know what a jock is, and I know what rock music is. But what is Jock Rock?
I imagine Jock Rock is probably like, I don't know, is it like Queens of the Stone Age, maybe? That sort of thing.
Music you listen to when you're working out or beating up nerds or sleeping with each other. I mean, girls.
Yeah, girl.
I'm certainly not implying that all jocks are homosexual.
Jock Rock, apparently it's a series of compilation albums.
Like that Land Down Under band. What is it called? Just
Men at Work.
It's just like Men at Work and Queens of the Stone Age and
Men at Work is it's apparently Jock Rock 2000 has got like Firestarter by the Prodigy and
so it's workout music. It's like stuff you're doing when you're getting pumped in the gym and also working out.
There you go. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what we found out ourselves.
We did. I like learning stuff, even if I'll forget soon.
So yeah,
Jock Rock. It's a stupid name.
Ever so slightly better.
Are you going to get like
Rock?
Traffic Warden Opera or School Child Emo Punk?
Cock Rock.
Music how categorized are we going to make music?
Music for sitting on a couch, but when you're in a room with other people.
Who does that?
I don't know. Hello and welcome to the braingohurty gaming podcast. This is episode 33 for those of you that are counting. I'm sure as hell not. I'm Blighty. I like a drink. I'm not very politically correct. I like cats. Sometimes I play games. I'm joined by Flick from YouTube fame.
YouTube obscurity.
Obscurity.
Did I reply too slowly there? Did I miss my cue?
Yeah, you fucking did.
That's why I shouldn't be an actor.
Line.
Yeah, Line. What is your name? Line.
You just see you like somebody standing with cue cards up.
Yeah, I would be one of those people that needs cue cards.
Like games and stuff.
And stuff.
That
was a very overly long intro you gave yourself, might I add.
Yeah, thank you.
And it certainly wasn't written down.
No, of course not.
No. And we're certainly not trying to fill space because it's been a rather slow 2 weeks or anything like that.
It has been a slow 2 weeks.
Yes, because there's no point in trying to hide it. It's been a very, very slow 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been pretty crap. But stuff has happened. Some interesting things that...
There has been some stuff.
So, as usual, we'll kick this thing off with what we've been playing for the last 2 weeks.
I was kind of hoping we could pick things up with where we left the last one. Did you forget my legal dilemma that I wanted an answer to that nobody helped with?
Nobody came back.
Nobody helped with.
Nope. So
I don't wish to set the standard for the rest of the podcast, but I want to talk about the shit.
You like talking about dog shit.
You said you were going to give your opinion having studied Scottish. What was your...
Scottish business law.
Yeah, Scottish business, very, very specific. So if you had like a rape trial, you wouldn't know anything.
No.
Has to be about Scottish business.
I know enough about sex to have it, but not enough to argue with the floor over it.
Argue with a judge about it.
I'm sure you'll find that the reverse cowgirl is in fact
the steaming Nelson.
The steaming Nelson. God, is that actually no? I'm not getting into this. I'm not. No.
Opening Google. The steaming Nelson. Oh, God.
The police will be around your house shortly.
Delete history. Right, what were you saying?
Is it really that bad? No, we shouldn't encourage people.
Don't. There's underage people listening.
Don't look up steaming Nelson.
No. I can't even remember. So the thing was...
Yeah.
You're legally obliged to pick up after your dog if it craps out in public, and I was curious, did the law still apply if it was more liquid than solid? And your opinion as someone who has studied Scottish business law?
Well, it would depend. Like the law probably doesn't specifically state the
consistency,
viscosity of the feces.
I just realised this is perfectly up your field because Scottish business law surely involves a lot of shit.
Zing. Yeah, well, they don't say to you to like scrape up the piss. They don't expect you to put that in a bucket or take a sponge out or anything. So if it's liquid, then what can you do?
If any high court judges are listening, any magistrates, anyone who's perhaps sat on a jury for a case of this very nature,
there's bound to be cases where somebody has let their dog do that, and then they've just sort of shrugged their shoulders.
Google the case of the liquid.
The case of the leaky anus. This is actually a gaming podcast. Normally.
The things
you're just determined to destroy your history, aren't you?
The things people ask on YouTube, not YouTube, Yahoo Answers. My dog is pooping liquid. Is this wrong? Because the people on the internet are clearly well versed in this kind of thing.
But my foot's gone black and dropped off. Is this normal?
That is the kind of thing that you find on there.
My cat keeps posing suggestively.
Have you ever asked anything on Yahoo Answers?
No.
Why not?
Why would I?
I have just pasted to you another link in the replies.
My small chihuahua has been squirting, in bunny rabbit ears, liquid poop. Sad face, question mark.
Yeah.
So wait, it's a question.
It is apparently a question.
So the question
is a statement.
Anyway.
Yes, anyway, sorry, what were we on? We've not even started yet.
No, we haven't. You've been talking shit. Literally.
I get the feeling this isn't going to be the last time I check Google this evening.
What did we do before Google? It's the cause of and solution to most of life's problems.
All problems, yeah. I can't even remember what search engines existed before Google.
Alta
Ask
Vista.
Jeeves. Oh, yeah, Alta Vista, yeah.
Yahoo used to be one of the bigger ones. Yeah.
Anyway, let's get on with our proper gaming stuff, because everyone who was interested has already left. So let's just carry on.
That's a good. So we can talk about whatever.
What have you? Yeah, we can. But let's.
I've actually been playing different stuff. I have.
Oh, well, let me ask you the obvious question that I know the answer to. Have you played episode 2 of The Walking Dead yet?
No.
It came out 3 weeks ago. The next episode's due out next week, I think.
I'll get around to it.
Yeah, of course you do.
Oh well.
Well, rather.
Well, I will. It'll happen. Trust me, it will.
So you said you've been playing different things.
Yeah, I have.
Different.
Different.
Are these things I know about?
Yeah.
No.
No, I decided to finally take the shrink wrap off of playing Hitman for a start. Hitman Blood Money.
Oh, I didn't know you'd been playing that.
Just to, see whether or not I could still play a stealthy, sneaky about game when I'm...
How far
I'm
did
not
you
bad
get
at
before you killed everyone?
I did the tutorial mission entirely sneaky, stealthy and stuff.
Right.
And I don't like... If it's not going my way... I'll just kill everybody and get it reset over.
Get out your system.
So the first map I'm playing on like the normal difficulty thing, and I'm just testing all my different avenues to get the most effective way of like sneaking in and killing people and sneaking back out again. So I haven't actually done that yet because I've been testing lots of little.
Well,
bits
it's part of the fun, isn't it?
Yeah, I say I'm going to see if I can hide in this cupboard here, and then I hide in the cupboard, and then like a group of people walk past, and I climb out after they've walked past, and one of them sees me. And because one of them sees me come out the cupboard, all the guards go haywire. Which I don't get. I mean,
but that's because
climbing out of a cupboard is perfectly normal.
You're in a restricted area. I know the mission you're on about. The wine one.
Yeah, I was in the wine.
You're in a restricted area, that's why. Unless you're part of the tour as they go in.
Yeah. And then if you go in with them and then like wait,
and then hide in the cupboard.
Hide in the cupboard. That's what I did.
And come out, they get startled because they think you've just left Narnia.
Exactly.
And all the other guards
just, like,
come up.
Sweeping some snow off of my shoulders.
Ugh. Yeah, well, keep in mind it's an old-ish game, so
it's fun.
AI isn't.
It's actually all right. It just like it's been a long time since I played a Hitman game, and it feels like it hasn't changed very much. So I'm wondering whether or not when the next one comes out,
Absolution,
that's it. Yeah. Whether or not that's changed enough, or whether or not.
You never watched that gameplay thing I kept on telling you to watch about it to see.
That's a good point. I never do any investigation.
They've added kind of like superhuman kind of assassin sense, a bit like in Assassin's Creed, really.
Assassin sense.
Well, as
assassin sense
you know where your targets are if you hold a button, and it also kind of highlights things in the environment that give you hints. But they did state in it you can turn all that off.
When your assassin sense or spider sense tingles, where do you feel that tingle?
Well, it's bald guy sense in Agent 47. Where do you
feel it?
Slightly south of the balls.
In the gooch. So I've been playing that. It's been interesting, and more importantly, I finally got round to just knocking Skyrim on the head, just completing the main plot.
And were you as underwhelmed as most people were with the main storyline?
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, my problem is I never wanted to do that in case it screwed me over from doing all sorts of side quest bits and pieces.
Which you might have done if you'd gone the let's make everybody friends.
Yeah. So what I ended up doing was starting a new game over and just ploughing through pretty much nothing but the main storyline. And it didn't take very long at all.
Someone did it in 2 hours, was it?
Yeah, you can pretty much batter through it. Pretty quickly. Underwhelmed, yeah. But
the main story is never...
Yeah, but now I've got that out of the road. It's fine, because now I know that I can just spend God knows how many hours exploring and dicking around and everything else.
Dicking around in Skyrim.
Things off mountains. It's good fun.
That's the theme you used when we played Central 3, wasn't it? For your videos, you used the dicking around.
Dicking around, yes.
Pre-title. You should use that for all your Let's Play type things that we do. Dicking around in Team Fortress 2. Dicking around in Minecraft and whatever else.
That's not a bad idea.
It may attract the wrong type of viewer, though.
No, not based on my Saints Row videos.
Oh,
I don't think they got like 50 between all of them.
Oh, nobody wanted to see us digging around in Saints Row 3.
Are you surprised?
Yes.
So,
besides Skyrim, what else have you been playing? I quickly jumped in there to ask you because I knew you were just about to ask yourself.
I don't think there's anything else.
Yes, there bloody is.
I mean, I've tried Team Fortress. Is that what you're going to...
Well, there's something else as well, but let's talk about Team Fortress then. So they have added Horde mode.
Yes, man versus machine. We tried it on launch. It wasn't available on launch.
It wasn't available, yeah. And then we tried it last night.
I think it kicked off at 5 a.m. the following day in the UK. I think that's when it actually kicked off. But
that would have been about midnight in America, roughly.
So yeah, we tried it the day afterwards, and
it did not go well.
No, it doesn't. I mean, like on paper, like I'm really wanting to actually give this a shot because I think it'd be a lot of fun.
I was hoping to try it before we started doing this, but just before you got on, I went on, and the wait times to try and find a game is still up at about 40 minutes.
I don't understand.
It's because Steam doesn't have any kind of Xbox like direct peer-to-peer game creation. You have to make a server. You can make it a private server, but even that doesn't seem to work properly.
No, it's a bit. Bleh.
And we did find an open game, but then there was some kind of weird FPS lag.
Oh yeah, it was like completely grinding down to almost a halt once the bots had actually loaded in and started attacking us.
And yet, if you were in spectator mode, it was absolutely fine, even when the bots were there. Yeah. And after you died, it was fine as well.
It was just bizarre.
I think they might have released it a bit too soon without some fine tuning.
You could be right.
It's because I think people got whiffs of something coming because there was hints of a new team, a third team. And
I think they had one of those ARG things, those alternate reality game things, where somebody found a code hidden in something or other, and it
hinted at, I don't know if it was a grey team or whatever, but it turned out the grey team are robots.
Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah. So we would have liked to have talked about whether it was good or bad, and maybe even got some footage for a video.
It may still happen.
It may still happen. So if it does happen, and if we need filler, what you might find is that there'll be a break here or later on, and we'll put in some audio of us playing it, either by ourselves or with randoms or with... I was going to say Noodles, but he's away with his real friends. Rutger's away with his real friends.
Are we fake? Are we fake friends? Are we like imaginary? Do people think we don't exist?
We're more like...
Do they hope that we don't exist? I think that's what it is. I think people think...
We're more like owners. He's our help.
Owners?
You can't
be... You've got him on a lead.
You can't be friends with your owners.
You can take one of those little baggies.
No, I don't like where that's going at all. That isn't the only other thing you've been playing. Would you care to have another stab at it?
I could stab at Minecraft.
That would be the thing you've to stab, yes, because we had our second Minecraft night. And it had the best turnout ever.
Yeah, we had quite a few people. But
had like 9 people.
It's still not enough non-usual community members, I think. We still need more new people.
Yes, so we'll still be looking for more people whenever we hold the next one. Are you away next weekend?
No.
And then play Barry White in the background. He's a logger in San Francisco now.
Join us for some sexy times in Minecraft. We'll be releasing the IP for the server on our Steam page. braingohurty.
Are you sure you don't need cue cards?
I don't need cue cards.
It sickens me. Yeah, so that would be the week. I remember what the problem was about next weekend, technically. It clashes with 2 things I will be playing. And one of them I have been playing, so I'll talk about it in a second. But yeah, Fall of Cybertron is out on the Friday, and we would probably be doing it on the Friday evening again, since that seems to be the time that most people can make. But that's fine, that's fine. Transformers can wait in the evening. Transformers can't wait.
Robots wait for no man.
Exactly.
Robots wait for no man.
So, did you have fun on our second Minecraft night with the people who showed up?
I find that Minecraft goes through sort of certain phases. You start off especially on a blank, like empty canvas server, and everyone's like, "Yeah, let's build this, let's do that," and everybody's all like, "Teamwork, yeah, let's fist bump and take off all our clothes."
I don't remember this step happening. It skipped to the one you're about to move on to.
Then, like maybe after about a couple of hours, I suppose, that kind of starts wearing a little bit thin. People start putting their clothes back on, and then they just think, you know what would be fun now? Let's destroy some shit and punch each other in the face. So you find that you open the door to your new tower that you've just finished building, and lava starts flowing out.
I did that to try and defend it. I was defending it because Noodles' girlfriend is a violent woman.
People start spawning in diamond swords so that women can beat up their boyfriends.
Yeah, that was you, for the record.
People announce their declaration of love to
German gentlemen.
To German gentlemen. These things happen.
We have weirdos building sex bat caves.
Yeah, there was
away from where everything else is being built.
In the dark.
In the dark.
Entirely in the dark.
That is the thing I don't get. It was totally in the dark. What the hell? Why can't we attract normal people?
If you're going to build a sex cave, you want it to be dark.
And you also want a jukebox with Barry White. just saying. So yeah, I think the next time we do the Minecraft night, there'll be a couple of rules, because so far we've not really been running with any rules, but I made a notice board that I want anyone who visits our server to be able to put just a sign with their name, the date if they want, and then just a little message, just to mark that they've been there, which I thought was quite a nice idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We should advertise that as being, come in, drop your name down on that, say I was here.
Yes.
Lol, 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 lol.
And the second rule would be that Noodles' girlfriend is only allowed to kill Noodles.
I think she almost.
Yeah, I was so tempted to have a Noodles death counter when I was editing together the footage of the other Minecraft night. It was at least 10 times or more, including the times I wasn't recording.
Bunsies.
I burped there. Excuse me. I had one of those weird burps that goes in rather than out.
Lovely. I'm glad you shared that with us. So while you're sharing things, what have you been playing for the last 2 weeks?
Minecraft, as we just spoke about.
Yep.
I'm kind of getting off on... Wait, let me rephrase that. I'm enjoying setting traps for people on Minecraft and generally trying to kill through means other than just bludgeoning people to death with overpowered gear.
I spent quite some time elaborately building crazy traps and stuff. In fact,
I think that's fine.
I did that after the last Minecraft night, ready for the next one.
Yeah, you've laid a few traps for next time.
I made like a little sort of...
We may have to go lay some more as well.
Yeah, I made like a little... I'm trying to think of the best way to go around it. Sort of labyrinthine death maze.
Labyrinthian death maze?
Yeah.
But other than that, it's lovely. I mean, it's a really nice place to live.
Yeah, very, very nice. The music is just, calming, soothing.
Moving on, I haven't been playing TF2 because Steam's been having a Steam and they've made a balls up with this new game mode. I finished Kingdom Hearts on the 3DS. We spoke about that a little last time, about the really annoying forcing you to constantly switch between characters.
Oh yeah, even during fights. Yeah,
even during fight, and it happens during cutscenes, as I found out since then, which is just bizarre.
It sounds like they've just like totally hard coded that particular feature in. And it says, no matter what's going on at that very moment.
I think it does wait until the end of the cutscene. But if you're in a point where it's like cutscene, it won't show you the other two until you're back controlling that character. And that's what it kind of happened towards the end. And it's relatively easy right until the end when you have to fight about, 6 final bosses in total, but you get a break after 3. But if you go there unprepared, as you probably will be because the rest of the game is so easy, you have to sit and grind for an hour or two. And I found that very annoying. Other than that,
I thought you used to like periodically doing a little bit of a grind fest.
I don't mind power leveling, I guess, but I was kind of bored of the game by then. I really just wanted to finish it and get it out of the way.
I know that feeling. It's a horrible feeling.
I don't like getting that feeling because it usually means I've not enjoyed the game, and I've liked bits of it, but it's just filler. It's filler. It's setting up what the proper third game is going to be about, so there's not really much plot.
I kind of think that's not quite in the same context, but I think that's what I was getting at with my Skyrim sort of stint over the last week. It was a case of like, look, I haven't touched the main story. Let's just knock it out of the park now so that I can continue to enjoy the game, which doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't, but what it kind of does as far as like Elder Scroll games goes, because the main stories are always surprisingly weak.
I mean, it wasn't like horrifically bad, but at the same time,
it's just kind of like
everything else was just so so great. The music, the atmosphere, the graphics, the gameplay, everything is brilliant in that game.
There's a big bad dragon. Kill that dragon.
How they can take the main plot and screw it up so badly is beyond me.
Also, the Kingdom Hearts game didn't have a Nightmare Before Christmas level, which it loses severe points for.
You've got a sort of fetish for that. You were wearing your
my Jack Skellington face T-shirt. I love that T-shirt. Don't mock it. It is my favorite T-shirt. I don't know. I think my sister bought it in a Disney store from somewhere. It annoys me that it's a Disney film, but because that means it was in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, just 2, I think. That makes it okay. It's kind of like it's a Disney film technically just because Tim Burton needed someone to fund it, but it's really just a Tim Burton film before he had like a fetish for Johnny Depp. So it's the one good thing he's done for a while.
There you go. The secret is out.
It's not a secret. I have like a Jack Skellington face on top of my PC desk.
But people listening don't know that. They do now.
Fine, now you know. It's one of my favourite films. I really like it. I loved stop motion when I was younger, so that's another reason I appreciate it. And it's by Danny Elfman, who's a very talented musician.
That's true. That's true.
He did the singing voice of Jack Skellington, even though someone else did the spoken voice.
Go figure. But that's the thing.
See, I know all kinds of stupid.
I think you should stop embarrassing yourself now and move on.
It's not embarrassing. You were listening to songs from it last night, so what the hell are you talking about?
I was, though, that they were going on.
You were in the presence of someone listening to them, so therefore you were also listening to them. Don't argue.
That's like saying, you caught a clip of Brokeback Mountain, therefore you've had sex with a man.
No. It's like saying, therefore you've watched a bit of that
bit of gay porn.
I don't think it was that. I think, it's the gay western, isn't it?
Yeah. Moving on.
Moving on. I have also been playing Guild Wars 2, but only on and off when they've been doing stress tests. I am enjoying it. I like it. If you said it looks too much like WoW, but...
No, that's not what I said.
Oh, I think it is.
No. I said it looks a lot like things that have been out already. It looks like it's taken bits and pieces of WoW and bits and pieces from like Dark Age of Camelot, Warhammer Age of Reckoning, and sort of put them together. But
it doesn't have a subscription.
But none of that's new. That's what I was saying. I was saying that it's not anything groundbreaking. It's all
the manner in which it does questing and events is new.
And the way just watching videos of it just doesn't seem like it's doing anything fantastically different. So I don't get what the hype is about.
Well, it's something you need to try, really.
Yeah, well, I did sign up for the open beta, but
But you didn't get in, and that was, as I say, it's not open.
No, it's not an open
pure stress test day for people who have pre-ordered. So it's a very good looking game, and the way it does kind of like general quests and events, it technically isn't dynamic. It's just very well hidden that it's all scripted. It makes it feel like, you're wandering along, there's something random to do suddenly, and there's something else right next to it.
But that's how public quests worked in Age of Reckoning.
Yes, it is. But this applies to questing and events. So you could be doing a general quest in an area, and at the same time, an event starts within it, and you can choose to do that or not, while you're also doing the quest. But also, the quest can sometimes forward on to new steps. Like, for example, you find a farm, you have to help feed the cattle and do the crop. Don't ask. Some of the quests are very weird. But then an event might happen at the same time where bandits attack it. And if you choose to help doing that, it might trigger that a bandit leader then attacks to try and get revenge. Whereas if you don't do that and it doesn't happen, gigantic worm monsters might attack the farm instead. Or nothing might attack the farm instead. So it's just like there is random elements, but they're all kind of scripted chance.
Right, okay.
And
it sounds interesting. But...
And the other thing I really like is there's not one single occasion where you would hear someone or shout yourself, "Don't kill steal," because everything you do, everybody gains from it.
Yeah, that's fine, but that's
there's no like generic just killing enemies really. You're always doing it for a quest or an event in which everyone gets a reward at the end, so therefore everybody helps one another. It's almost like forcing groups like Final Fantasy XI did, except you don't need to be grouped, you just need to help one another.
That's interesting.
So that's another thing that appeals to me.
But that means you can't grind.
Oh no, you can still grind. I mean, you can still just kill enemies out and about. It's just there isn't technically a reason to. At least not in the, say, I've only played up to level 10. I mean, maybe eventually it becomes much slower. Or, yeah, will do.
No, they've said that the way that the XP curve goes up for it is that it goes up a little bit for like the first few levels, and then it plateaus. So you're getting like the same amount of XP for level up and level up and level.
Whereas gaining the same amount or aiming for the same amount?
Aiming for the same amount.
Oh, right.
Whereas, like, WoW, it goes up and up exponentially.
I think it might be because they're trying to force people, or not force people, but get people to the end game in a manner that kind of says, we're not like MMOs, we actually have end game content ready. We have lots of end game content.
I don't think it's that. I think it's more fast-tracking people to end game. Rather than saying,
that's what I mean.
Rather than saying we've got it ready, it's more about saying, you know, we get there now so that casual people don't have to grind away for 4 or 5 months to get to level cap.
Or like we had with Old Republic, where we played it on and off for like a month, got to end game and was like, yeah, what do we do now?
It's non-existent.
It's like, yeah, we can do PvP, but they're just kind of like team deathmatch. What's the point in that? Whereas in Guild Wars, you've got a persistent PvP world where it's actually... ignore that. It's 3 worlds randomly picked from different servers, if I'm understanding it correctly, all vying for the same area.
Yeah, it's not like Horde versus Alliance. It's like every race against every race, but it's server against server.
World versus world versus world, I think is how they're pitching it. I mean, there is deathmatch thing as well. Yeah, and that is a PvP I can get behind, and I'm very picky about PvP I enjoy. Dark Age of Camelot is an example I like.
That was brilliant. The Dark Age of Camelot system, for anybody that's not familiar, was realm versus realm versus realm. And it was brilliant if you did any of the open world stuff or got involved in... I'm trying to remember what it was called. Was it?
Oh, that castle where it was just one big castle in the middle and everyone wanted it.
Tidranki was that one.
That was it, yes.
That was level 20 Battleground. I was trying to think of, I think it was Darkness Falls. Darkness Falls was like a dungeon that having done an element of PvP, one realm then had access to it or whatever, but other realms could still get in from another access point. So you could end up having like raiding parties from all these different realms trying to get XP from in this dungeon at the same time, but clashing with each other every once in a while.
And it was somewhere everyone wanted to be because it had good loot and good XP and things. I remember that. I remember really liking the level 20 era and just kind of wanting to stay at that level just to carry on PvPing there. Because it was like a very enjoyable scenario.
Oh, Tidranki was brilliant.
Yeah. So that's another reason that Guild Wars 2 has appealed to me. And as I said in the last podcast, if I play it for a month and burn myself out, no subscription fee, doesn't matter. I can just pick it up a few months from now if I get the itch again. Try a different class. I've tried a few classes. I like them. I think I'm going to stick with Thief for the release.
Thief! I'll have your hand for that.
And maybe have an ult as a one of those little kind of tarot type things, either a necromancer or a mesmer. So if anyone listening also is going to play it, since you're not...
I might. I haven't said that I wouldn't. I just said that if it does everything that Age of Reckoning did, then I'm in, because I enjoyed that. Can you level up from PvP? Can you do solely PvP leveling up?
Well, can you level up from it? I'm not sure, because PvP levels you up. Just like if you're in an area where you...
What?
No, I explained this to you last time. It levels you up like, say you joined a deathmatch in Old Republic. You went to max level.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
I mean,
so
like that. You're
XP.
temporarily buffed.
Right.
I don't know if afterwards you get XP and your natural level goes up. I think you might, because if you're doing a quest that's lower than your level and you're lowered down, you still get XP then, because I've tried that. So, I don't know. If there's another stress test before release, or... Oh, we've played it by the time we do the next podcast, so I'll hopefully find out for you firsthand.
Hooray.
So, as I was saying, if anyone else listening is playing it, you are in Europe, tell me what server you're on and I'll join it, because, as I say, I don't know anyone else playing it, so I'll just be picking a European server at random, pretty much.
Fun.
there's only one thing left on my games played list, which is taking us a while to get through. It's a game that CR got me onto called Max Anarchy. Or Anarchy Reigns, depending on where you are.
My God, I hate this soundtrack.
Yeah, I hate the rap funk soundtrack. Although, see, when you're playing it, it's very easy to just not notice the music at all. It's very weird. It just kind of drowns out because it's just noise. And you're hearing the fighting sound effects. So for those who don't know, I've been uploading videos of it. It's very like an anime, just in the way the characters are, the way it's all about over the top powers and cybernetics and punching people through walls, that kind of thing.
So it's in the vein of like Super Smash Brothers, but in a proper third dimension rather than like... The
multiplayer is more like Smash Brothers, but the single player I would compare more to, like, say, Streets of Rage mixed with Smash Bros. A little bit.
So it's a beat 'em up or a brawler, depending on which side of the Atlantic you're on. Mixed
with a flavouring of anime. Like, there's a Dragon Ball reference, for example. During one of the fights, someone says his power level is 8, no 9, over 9,000, like that. It has a lot of tongue-in-cheek humour and kind of... It doesn't really try and draw you into the story of the single player because I think it knows that it doesn't need to. It's kind of like...
that seems to be like games that come from that neck of the woods. They either go really gung-ho into like pure story, or they go, nobody cares about the story, they're just here for the gameplay. I mean, can you remember any of the story behind the Dynasty Warriors games?
Well, yeah, because that's based on that's a really bad example.
No, the overall plot is based on
the Three Kingdoms.
Yes,
the real thing.
But the actual genuine, like, what's going on here?
Okay, the plot of the battles. Only if I've played a lot of them, so I could probably reel off a bit of it. But the normal person, no. A normal person. Yeah, so it kind of presents a bit of just a bit of text when you load it up, saying, the world's in turmoil, it's kind of a bit wrecked now. People have cybernetic enhancements, there's mutants, and then you press OK, and then you're at campaign multiplayer. You press campaign. It has cutscenes, it has plot generally. There's like a set of futuristic policemen and a band of people from Mad World, the game on the Wii, for some reason.
Just randomly thrown in.
For different reasons, they both want to find one guy called Max who's like gone on a bender and murdered people. And you just chase him around the world, doing missions, side missions.
Fighting round the world and just kicking people's ass. And it's very fun. I'm surprised how much I'm enjoying it. And what's weird is, when I've been posting videos, the general consensus about it is, this game looks amazing, what the hell is it? It's like, it's totally under the radar, no one's heard of it yet. It's completely slipped past everybody's...
Yeah, but that's because it's out in Japan, but it's not out in Europe or America until next year for reasons that are beyond me, especially considering it has full English voice acting and English text available if you want it. Like, I use English text, but I do Japanese voices. But the English voices are there as well if you want them.
Maybe it's getting the servers sorted out. I mean, there was always like a big delay between... Was it when Demon Souls came out?
Yeah.
It took quite a while for it to come out.
There's big delays, and then it's been out for about a month in Japan, and then it's out next year anywhere else when it's already translated.
Strange.
It is. I think it might be because Sega want to miss the Christmas rush when they know a game... It's a new IP technically, even though it's got characters from Mad World and it has Bayonetta in it as well.
Yeah, you don't want to try and put
they're
not
heavy hitters.
Yeah.
They're not Call of Duty and just insert tedious third person shit Activision makes here. Yeah, so I think everyone should give it a look. It'll probably be cheap when it comes out. If it isn't, just wait, because it will be eventually. It's well worth playing. I enjoy it, especially if I like anime. I like to think of it like every character in it's fighting as if they're using their Bankai from Bleach. It's just they all have like a unique fighting style that's got some kind of theme to it, like ice or turning into a big mutant or fire, that kind of thing, or lightning.
It sounds pretty insane.
It is. And I think you probably watched only one of the videos for about 10 seconds and then thought, no, I'm not watching that. Would I be right?
No, I watched a fair amount.
It's only a 10-minute video. How long did you make it?
No, I watched CR's videos first.
Oh, well, see, that's the problem.
Tainted.
Although his recent one is worth watching just because it's a character who, when you start sprinting, just constantly shouts over and over, bacon, 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 bacon.
I was watching that earlier.
I've never played as him before because I don't like the fighting style, but yeah, I might.
The fact that
just
he's a big fat pig man.
Yeah, and that he wants to eat your characters in the story mode.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, no, not nice. Bacon, 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 bacon. Because I have a problem with that word, so that's why it suddenly appealed to me.
Bacon.
He might be my new main character. So I'm hoping to get some online matches rather than matches against bots. I haven't tested yet because I'm usually uploading while I'm playing it. So I can't search for servers, even though they're apparently all in Asia currently.
So that would be problematic.
That would be problematic, yes. But I think that has concluded everything I've been playing, finally.
Phew.
That did take a while.
It did.
That'll take you a while to edit.
Yes, it will.
Have fun with that. So, what would you like to talk about?
One of the... We used to discuss this quite a lot in the past about how I use a giant TV.
I wondered what you were going to say there.
I've got a giant TV, and I use that for my computer. It's all hooked up to that, and playing Skyrim and Team Fortress and stuff like that works really well for it. It works really well for first-person shooters because everything scales correctly. But trying to play...
Are you going to moan about Steam?
Sort of, but sort of not.
Okay.
Don't fucking spoil it before.
Sorry.
So, but some things don't work very well at all, as we went through with, like, Shogun, for example, and Civilization gave me a few problems and stuff. So, there is that resolution issue that's always in the background. And a lot of like my user interface and my basic PC settings are all cranked really up a high percentage, so everything's really big.
Yeah. Where are you going with this?
Some things don't let you do that. And one of those is Steam. It doesn't let you change any of that. That's going to be changing.
Oh.
Steam big picture. And this is Valve's way of trying to, encroach on the living room games console environment by getting your PC capable of running Steam without having tiny, tiny, tiny little icons and stuff like that. So they're planning on making it so that the UI is compatible for you watching it on a giant telly. And I am all for that.
So is this the thing that they're now offering beta invites to anyone who has the Pillar of the Community?
I think so, but
badge thing.
I don't know for definite.
I think it's possibly part of that because it seems to be like quite a revamp of a lot of things.
It sounds interesting anyway, that's for sure. I mean, they're definitely looking at it. The UI hasn't changed for a very long time.
Yes, quite a while. In fact, it only just changed to the one it is now back when I first joined Critical Gamer because I did an article moaning about how much I hate Steam.
What they're saying here is that basically in September the beta will be open. You click on a button and see it reformatted for TV use. You can use a PC game controller if you wanted to do that instead. Some games are obviously going to be better suited for using a controller over mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
But they're not going to restrict what you can and can't use on a TV.
So that's probably why they held off for so long then.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a simple thing to do. Give bigger fonts on Steam.
Pretty much.
But they've held off to make this kind of big picture thing. Is there going to be any are they going to start streaming movies or anything? Or
they haven't really announced anything like that, but I can't see that being too far away. I mean, they're going to conquer the world, so...
Yeah, I think they are worried about how much Windows 8 will steal from them, so they are kind of jumping the gun and trying to get into kind of like the Xbox Media Center market.
I mean, like, see over, with the Steam sale and stuff like that they put up those things for you to vote on, like, which games do you want to see in this sale, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Well, they're apparently putting in this Steam Greenlight, which lets people vote on games to become available on Steam.
What?
They're also...
Wait, hang on, so could Battlefield 3 be on that?
It could potentially be on the list. I don't know. This is something that they're looking into in the coming months.
Because it was EA who kind of removed that semi-willingly because they couldn't come to an understanding regarding it also being on Origin, I think. I seem to remember Valve making it quite clear it wasn't anything they did, as they often do.
Well, who knows? It could come in the future. They're also saying that they're going to be changing some of the Steam community stuff, like overhauling the whole thing. Maybe they've gotten to a point where not an awful lot around Steam has actually changed for a very long time. The UI has remained pretty similar.
Nor does it need to, really. I mean,
I don't think it's as intuitive as it could be. Well, the library is like, you click library, all your games there, double click, loaded, that's it, fine. But it seems almost too streamlined. Like, I would like for me to be able to go through and click on things. Like, you click on the community tab, and it takes a wee while for it to like consider loading something up, and then you're just hit with like really unintuitive information.
One thing I will say about Steam compared to Xbox, it's certainly got a lot less ads than the current Xbox.
There is that. There is.
The current Xbox dashboard really, really gets on my nerves. I can't have the Xbox on unless I am playing something.
I mean, very rarely. Mine doesn't open up on the store. Mine opens up on library by default. And
yeah, mine too.
Every once in a while, you'll get like a little pop up about something that's coming about, but generally you don't get spammed with it. So
no, it's because they don't need to. They make all their money in their sales.
Exactly.
Which I suppose just proves how successful they've been if they don't need advertising. Because I mean, imagine if Steam was filled with ads, like other than what they're selling games for.
Don't even bring that sort of shit up. You're a bad man.
And it would go by what you've been searching for. So I would have like Barry White collection.
And what was that you were looking at before?
I can't remember. I don't want to. I deleted my history, so I can't say. I can't even check.
It's okay. I'll go back and edit this, and I'll remind you.
You'll edit in you reminding me when I'm not there to then react to you reminding me.
Yes, exactly. Podcastception.
No? Okay.
That's what it is.
Fair enough. So Microsoft, well, kind of connected to what you were saying, Microsoft almost went on the record saying a new console was in development, and then they backtracked and said, "Oh no, it wasn't."
They said, "Oops, nope, you didn't want to hear about that."
Even though it is very obvious that Microsoft will be working on a new console right now, so will Sony.
Yeah, they'll be working on it. I mean, we're not talking about having it released like now, but yeah, it's definitely going to be in development.
And meanwhile, Nintendo will be kind of looking at Blu-rays trying to work out what they are and how they work and how they can have so many pixels on just one disc.
Another developer has come out saying that the graphics are at least on par with PS3, and if not better.
Yeah, but they pay the people to say that. Which developer was it?
Sumo or something like that. I think they did some of the Sonic and Mario games, like the Sonic and Mario Olympics, blah, blah, blah.
Wait a minute. They did a really unpopular Mario game. I wonder why they want to support Nintendo. Yep. When I was shopping in HMV as well, I saw a big advertisement for that new Super Mario Bros. Land, Super 3D 2 Land.
It's still stupidly hard to remember any of the names.
With a stupid coin meta game in it, and I kind of looked at it and thought, oh wait, hang on, I've still got the one that came out before it. That's the same thing. I'll just play that if I get the urge to play a Mario game. Because it's the same game every time, and they haven't made any effort.
Crank out the NES, or crank out your 3DS or whatever and play your Super Mario.
Super Mario World was my favourite, with the N64 one kind of being second place, I would say. You don't have a favourite, do you? Because you were in the other camp.
Yeah, I was in the good camp.
The concentration. I
was in the concentration.
I don't know where that was going.
To a bad place.
Yeah, so Microsoft apparently aren't working on another console, even though they are, and everybody knows it, but they're not willing to make it clear that they are because they want people still to buy Xboxes.
Fun.
Yeah.
I
wish I'd checked how the 3DS XL was doing before we did this, because I mean that's out properly now.
But see the actual rankings.
Well, I think it would be doing quite well because a lot of people knew that they'd be bringing out a new model within a year, so they didn't bother buying the 3DS when it came out because I actually read comments at the time saying, I'll just wait for the next generation of it because it'll either be one that's smaller or better battery, or it'll be something fancy like an XL. We kind of knew that was going to happen because it always does.
Yeah, seeing it happen before, you just go, well, they're just going to do that again. Yeah. I still can't get over like some of the design functions of it. It's just ridiculous. It just
design dysfunctions, you mean?
Yeah.
I was channeling Noodles Ansi or whatever. That's how bad that joke was. What was the name of that other console that you talked about?
Ouya!
Do you know how much that closed at, the Kickstarter?
No.
8.58 million. So it better be good for that price.
It's not one person paying that amount of money.
Well, no, but
that's not how it works. That amount of money should provide them with the necessary means to develop a games console.
I'm opening Google because I want to know how much Kickstarter made off of that. So they were.
Didn't you? It was 12%.
Well, yeah, I think it was 12 or 13. Let's go 13. Let's pretend again more. Let's do 30% of 8.58 million.
Are you actually Googling rather than putting it into a calculator?
Yeah, because Google has a calculator. Google is taking over the world. It's 1.1 million of it that Kickstarter made for doing absolutely nothing.
I didn't even realise that happened if you typed that. Where have I been?
You didn't know that Google does maths for you.
Maths is hard.
I don't need to do maths anymore. I've got Google. I don't need to think.
Excellent.
Open Google. Is Google taking over the world? Someone else has asked this on Yahoo Answers. I'm going to find it on there. The top answer is you should probably Google that. I like that. That person was witty. I tip my fictional hat off at you. So, are you going to buy a Ouya?
I like we said before, I like to see it out and in action before I put
I like to see it out and in.
I like to see it go in and out and in and out.
Twirling.
Always twirling. Ooh.
I still don't know how they're going to be able to turn it around in as fast as they say they are, or how they're going to get past all the patent, whatever.
Should be fun to see. Should be sure as hell fun to see.
But if they kind of get in with Google and make it kind of very Androidy, that could be their way. Google would like to do that because they'll make money out of it.
Well, as I said before, countless times, having an Android device, having had used an iPhone, they're so much more like customizable. It's brilliant. You can do whatever you want with it.
Customizable isn't better. That could mean having sex with it. iPhones are better.
You can have sex with an iPhone if you wanted to. If you really wanted to.
That's why they have the vibrate function, because you can't feel the vibrate in your pocket. So.
You can buy those like things that you stick on the end of the phone, which has essentially a dildo. So when you put it on vibrate mode, it vibrates a little dildo, and I'll be quiet.
Opening up Google again. I'm not reading out what.
While you look for dildo phones,
God,
I think it'd be nice to bring up that Counter-Strike Global Offensive goes on sale at the end of this month.
Yeah, they kept that under wraps. I had no idea it was so close to launch, and you were not making that up. That is bizarre.
So, of course, I wasn't making it up. Not that I have one or anything.
Oh my goodness! And the top story is a topic from Gizmondo of a woman kissing it.
Why would you? No!
Don't.
So yeah,
people might be listening.
Yeah, so somewhere in amongst the dildo talk, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, you were never really big into Counter-Strike, were you?
I played it a little bit. We used to cheat by playing next to each other.
So we played a lot of games kind of cheating in the early days when...
Because we had two PCs in the same room, but we were playing online, so if one of us was dead, we could kind of help out the other.
Yeah. This is before things like Skype were very easy to run with, because...
Yeah. This was back in the day.
Back in the day when people's bandwidth just couldn't handle it.
Back in the day when you couldn't look down iron sights. Back in the day when you just had to hope for that random headshot by spraying bullets in the general direction of the enemy. I didn't like Counter-Strike very much.
Well, this is the thing. I went back, like, this is a related but kind of unrelated topic, but just the other day I decided to launch Counter-Strike just for a laugh.
Ugh.
I tried to play, Counter-Strike Source, and I managed to last about 3 minutes before just going, actually, you know what, that was a bad idea.
When you got in, was the first thing you tried to do go look down the iron sights?
No. I played enough Counter-Strike over the years to not fall for it.
To remember the buttons to press to purchase a sniper rifle.
Yes.
No. AWP.
No. B43 or B42.
Oh, okay. Bullpup.
No, that's B44.
Oh. I'm sorry, I don't know as many gun numbers as you do.
So I'm assuming you're not really thinking about getting Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
I don't even know what it looks like. I've not even seen any videos of it.
Have you not? There's teaser videos and stuff that are out.
Can you look down iron sights?
Can I has iron sights?
We have to be more specific than that. In Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
See, I'm not searching.
You made it sound like you've watched all this stuff, so you should know the answer. Is that a no?
Yeah, that's a no. I've looked at things briefly.
I know that if you pre-order it, you get an AWP or a McManus type thing for the sniper.
I'm
In TF2, I mean.
I'm pretty much not bothering because
there's too much out.
Yeah, exactly. So
Transformers and Guild Wars 2 on the same day, practically. I'm going to be very busy for the next month.
Oh dear.
Are you getting it?
No.
Well,
I have far too many other things on the go.
You played Counter-Strike a lot.
I did. But these days you need to have people around.
Iron sights.
Yeah, you need iron sights.
You need iron sights, damn it.
You need iron sights and swearing.
Iron sights and regenerating health. That's the way of it.
Is it time for the emails yet?
I do have a couple more topics, but yes, let's do emails.
Let's do some emails first then. Email time. First email is from... I'm not even sure if I'm going to pronounce his surname right, but we'll have a bash.
Okay.
Some Jonathan De Valerio.
Okay.
He asks, dual Scotsman hump sheep.
No, just me.
That's it. That's literally it. There's no hi, there's no nothing else. It just says, dual Scotsman hump sheep.
To be a bit accurate as far as racism goes, the stereotype is kind of more commonly associated with the Welsh, that they hump sheep. For Scottish people, it's more that we beat our wives, drink too much, do drugs, wear dresses, have ginger hair, and are called Douglas or Angus.
Or Jimmy.
Or Jimmy.
So there's the answer. Not really.
Yeah. That was a wonderful email. Thank you for sending it in.
Thanks for taking the time.
It really raises... Well, no, that's it's
the bar.
It's a bit on the same level as what we've been talking about so far, so that's worked out quite well. And do we have another email from a Mr. McMuffin person?
We do indeed.
I threatened him to write this.
So
for the record.
Noodles has sent in one where it starts off with a Twitter link from Brian Fargo just saying, just received an email that OnLive is closed as of today. OnLive is that streaming service that you can have games that essentially stream right through. Your computer doesn't need to...
You can rent games.
Yeah, it's sort of like rented, but...
Otherwise known as PlayStation Plus. Pardon me for burping again.
You don't need to have the capacity... Like, your computer doesn't need to have the processing power to play the game.
But your connection needs to have the processing power to stream it.
Yes.
So that's a problem for quite a lot of the UK, which is one of the worst in the world for internet broadband speeds, I guess.
My connection's pretty top-notch, but then...
No, but compared to the rest of the world, it isn't.
No. For the UK, it's pretty good.
Yeah. But I mean, they already have 100 gig, meg, whatever, standard in other parts of Europe already. In Sweden and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We're pretty bad.
We are pretty bad. That's what we get for settling with BT. Isn't it weird how there's always one company that's considered the worst out of all the broadband providers in any given country, and yet they always seem to be the one most people are with?
No. The worst is definitely Sky. Sky are the worst broadband provider ever. So
we can rule out an endorsement from them if we ever make it big.
So he follows that up with something about the Humble Bundle for Android 3. It's like 5 games that you can get, which...
Yeah, and I know what Humble Bundles and like indie bundles are, but...
Yeah, so it's like pay what you want for a whole bunch of stuff.
For Android games, did you say?
Well, they work on Android, Mac, Linux, Windows, etc., etc.
Linux, not Linux.
I say Linux.
You say it wrong then.
Get that bit.trip beat, Field Runners, Space Chem, and Uplink.
Nope. Just no. My answer to that is no.
Indie games in general have... No, just no. Yeah. So he said, are any of these good enough to part with my money? I hear good things about Uplink. I've heard a lot of good things over the years about Uplink, but...
I've heard of Uplink as well. It's not something I'm interested in, really. An indie game is a very diluted word these days, and anything marketed as kind of low budget just for the purposes of making a high profit is not in the spirit of things, in my opinion.
Yeah. You're going to like the next part, though.
Is it because he trails into screams? Because this is the point at which I was threatening him.
Oh, yeah, the assassin turned up.
Oh, good. Oh, no, wait, you were theorizing that it did. Sorry. Never mind.
So what about Mega Man X for touchscreen? Do you think this goes against everything Mega Man Do you think this goes against everything Mega about Mega Man? Ignore the terrible pun, please. I'm doing this as fast as I can.
You see, that's because I was threatening. I have a knife.
And a hamster.
No, just a knife. Mega Man X for touchscreen.
Because you're a big Mega Man fan. Or you were?
I did like them. I wasn't okay with the original Mega Man games, but I really liked the X games. The early ones, pre-6. Because then it went kind of semi-3D and shit. But I've already played them, and there was a Mega Man X collection, I think, for PSP. So no, I prefer just to remember them as games I liked, because they were all essentially the same game. So
it's not been one of those franchises that's ever really interested me.
Nor is it one that would... What have you linked me to MSN? You totally made me lose my train of thought.
And now for something completely different.
Kung Fu Hamster Brings the Pain. And it's from the mirror. What a surprise. It is a fantastic picture. Is this the world's hardest hamster? Kung Fu Hamster brings the pain with incredible flying kick and dog attack. Please tell me there's a video of this.
Unfortunately not.
Hamster versus dog, hamster wins. It doesn't look like the dog's been beaten. It looks like it's a few seconds away from murdering the hamster who tried to do a flying kick at it. It is a wonderful freeze frame they've got of it doing that kick, though. He's both startled and powerful. The pint-sized ninja... What?
We've managed to completely break down into Kung Fu Hamsters.
Pint-sized ninja terrified dog walker Marsha... Does this sentence have any grammar at all?
The pint-sized ninja terrified dog walker Marta Domotorova when it attacked her Hungarian pointer dogs during a stroll on heathland near her home. I am missing lots of commas from this sentence.
Yes, you are. Bloody hell. Bona started barking and Miggy wanted to sniff it. Missing the closed parenthesis. I guess it got pretty scared, although both dogs are harmless and just wanted to play. But then they got very scared when the guinea pig started its kung fu chops. What? How is this news? Who's paid to write this? I want to name and shame whichever twat wrote this. And there is no name. It was written by nobody. Oh, wait, there we go. It was written by agency staff.
Somebody's anonymous.
Allow me to edit this. It was written by temp agency staff very close to being sacked. That is a wonderful screenshot, though.
It is great.
I like that one of it doing the flying kick. We'll
the picture is fantastic.
Try and remember and leave that link and put it on the blog afterwards. If it wasn't copyright of the mirror, I'd have that as the background picture for this uploaded to YouTube. Just the hamster doing a ninja kick. Why is it a ninja kick as well? It's not like ninjas have copyrighted a flying kick.
Yeah, they have. They've copyrighted everything.
No.
Yeah.
Jean-Claude Van Damme has copyrighted every high kicking maneuver. Because it's the only thing he can do.
Except for adverts for beer.
Well, yeah, but he needs his legs for those.
Have you seen those adverts?
I've seen some of them.
They're some of the best adverts ever.
Yeah, they are amusing. Don't make me want to drink whatever beer it is that he's advertising, though. I don't
even know, so the adverts aren't working. I think it's Coors, maybe? Coors? I don't know.
I don't know. That just sounds like a noise to me. Or a band from Ireland.
Coors.
I was thinking of the Coors, but never mind. Is that the end of Noodles' threatening email?
It is.
Good. I have one kind of quick topic and then one that might get a bit of anger out. Daisy's becoming Daisy, not Daisy. We don't have the
not
whole
Jay-Z
zombie cow thing or zombie rapper thing again.
Daisy.
That happened before. Remember the zombie
yes,
cows?
I forgot.
So yeah, Daisy is becoming standalone, and it's going to follow the Minecraft model of development as a standalone title, apparently. But presumably
I said it was going to be standalone the last time around.
Presumably they can't use the engine they've got so far, though.
No.
Wouldn't it be the same as like building totally from scratch again?
Which is what happened for Natural Selection 2, and from what I've heard...
And that's pretty much in
Dead in the Water.
Dead in the Water.
Well, it's out, but it's not for sale, and it's a bit horrible.
Yes, they wasted too much time and money, too much time to bring out something that didn't need as much time as they put into it.
Exactly.
By the time they start from scratch, that zombie apocalypse MMO will probably be out, and might have a few good months before it eventually goes free to play and sinks like every other MMO right now.
But why are
people? Yeah, I suppose zombies are the end thing.
They're always in. Zombies are always in fashion.
Presumably the mod for Arma 2 will still carry on though, just not, it won't be changed at all from the alpha state.
Yeah, they probably won't update anything, yeah.
Hard luck on anyone who spent the 25 quid on Arma 2 and wanting...
You just got shafted.
You did just get shafted.
Royally shafted.
So, yeah. The final thing in my notes, I assume you've got none left on yours.
Yeah, I'm all out. I'm spent.
You're spent because you had practically nothing on your list. Not that I'm complaining at all. I am. Did you see that BioWare went on record regarding DLC?
To defend... Oh, well, no, it wasn't defend. It was more to say that gamers actually liked payable DLC.
Yeah, and that there was no right time to release it. Which
no wrong time, really.
I think the point they were technically trying to make is that regardless of when it comes out, they will upset somebody.
Yeah.
I would argue that's bullshit, and they're trying to cover up their Activision-fueled bastardization of DLC.
Have you heard anybody complain about the Dawnguard DLC for Skyrim, other than saying that maybe it's too late? I mean,
I complained about it being too late.
Saying it's too late is the exact opposite problem, though. That's like saying...
But it was too late for the wrong reason. Yeah. It was too late because it was an Xbox exclusive.
Yeah, but that's not complaining that I've got to pay for an extra bit of content that was potentially held back.
Because it's an expansion pack, not DLC. It's lengthy, essentially.
It's somewhere in the middle of the two.
I don't mind expansion packs. They're fine. It's DLC I have a problem with. And that's right. There's no right time for it. It shouldn't exist. It's just another way to bleed more value out the Star's retailers of any money because they don't earn anything from DLC. And
rage, urge to kill.
Yeah, you can tell when I get angry because I stop talking.
DLC is such a heated discussion.
I think it's going to escalate, and maybe for another year, and then around about the time when new consoles start being shown, something will change. They'll kind of make DLC go in the back foot, either because something comes along that's even worse, or because something comes along that makes it
redundant.
Yes.
Like the
like if Ouya thing does follow the thing where you have to have free content for every game on it, but then you can pay for more. That's kind of like reverse DLC.
That's like old DLC.
You're getting a lengthy demo, and then you can buy the game if you like it, and it has to have a demo.
Or what ends up happening is they do the locked out syndrome thing for your console where you can't use secondhand games or whatever, so they don't need to worry about trying to bleed that extra bit of cash. More stuff finds its way on a disc to encourage people to buy the games as soon as they come out, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah. So I think
that's it. I've just thought of it.
Oh dear.
It'll be exclusive DLC for those people that have bought and activate the code within the first month or whatever of a game release. I'm surprised that hasn't happened.
Well, they do something similar with the Street Pass, that's Nintendo. The Game Pass type thing you get in games where once it's been used, you have to use it to activate the online features, and once it's used, you have to buy another one.
No. I mean that the content only lasts, it expires after. Like, the ability to get that content expires after a month.
Oh, right.
All the brand new copies of the game come with this particular code, which allows you access to 6 extra characters or something, or some fancy guns. But only if you've bought it in the first month can you go in, use the code that's in the box, and activate.
Right. And
after that point, it does nothing.
But the reason that won't happen, and this is what gets me annoyed, is because the way DLC works right now, it works. People buy it, and that's why it carries on. That's why Resident Evil 6 is going to have DLC equal to or higher than the price it will cost you to buy the game. And
more content in DLC than there is on the disc. No. It's all on the disc. It's not all open. It's not all unlocked.
No, I think they'll have learned, so it won't be on the disc. It'll just be ready.
Who are we dealing with here?
Well, I know bears aren't very intelligent, but
fucking bears.
And Black Ops is going to be the same, and yet Black Ops 2. And you're going to be buying that, even though you know you're going to pay.
But I buy DLC. I never bought any of the map packs for any of the previous games. I bought
map packs are the worst.
I bought the game, the vanilla game, and that was it.
we know lots of people who aren't actually old enough to play this game play it, and that they have pocket money that they don't really care if it's spent on shit or not. So let's bring out overpriced map packs that we know they'll buy. Ka-ching.
I'm game. Yeah, that sounds like a brilliant business proposition.
Yeah, stealing money from children is too easy.
Like stealing candy from a baby.
And the reason they won't do anything about it, like say maybe making more complex age verification, is because they like that the children are wasting money on their shit DLC map packs.
I can see putting in like some sort of math test or something in there. If you can't figure this out, you're not old enough. It's like
you've gotten your girlfriend pregnant and you're 2 months behind on your mortgage repayments. How do you consolidate these problems? And a kid would just be staring at it like, what's a consolidation?
Do you A, go and see a debt advisor? B, do you spend the last of the money you have on alcohol? Do you C, throw yourself off a bridge?
Or D, there's a new map pack for a game you're playing.
There's a new map pack out. I guess me thinking about, in the olden days, the way they got around piracy. And one of the ones that always, like, whenever I think about piracy and ways of getting around it, was the original Civilization. Now, the original Civ had a way that after a few turns, it would prompt you to put in. It would ask you a question, and it was a question where the answer would be in the game book, but it was about like the tech trees and stuff within the game. So it would say, what do you require as a prerequisite to get this tech? So unless you knew the game inside and out, you had to go and get the book. It'd tell you that. Now, after a while, I stopped having to go and get the book because I learned
you knew the game so well. Yeah,
that's fine. Prince of Persia, the original Prince of Persia, you used to have to go into. It would say what's like the first letter of line 3 of paragraph 6 ever in the manual.
They'd never do that. They'd never do that now though because it interrupts play and that would piss people off. That was my
Not
share.
just that, but people would just copy the manual and put it online.
Yeah, exactly. Technology has moved on to make that impossible. You'd just find PDF scans of the manuals online and you'd use those.
I believe the one for Worms was that it was... I'm trying to remember what the term it was like black ink on black paper, but it was like sort of shiny ink on the black paper so that you could sort of read it, but you couldn't photocopy that because it was black on black. I remember trying to write out screeds of it to try and use a friend's copy of it.
DLC I didn't think it would. We started on DLC and kind of got sidetracked onto anti-piracy methods. It's weird. I don't think DLC and piracy are connected in the way we just kind of flowed into it there.
I just equate them both as being equal evils.
Other than they're both things which need to be purged, otherwise our boat's full of sugar are in danger. So I think we're ready to wrap up now. If anyone has any suggestions, what is the right time to release DLC if there is one? Argue against me, because I don't think there's a right time at all, unless it's for free. So let me know.
Or that it's so much DLC that it's actually become an expansion.
An expansion pack. Well, if it constitutes an expansion pack in real terms, not publisher terms, then that's okay with me, but not DLC.
Excellent. So you can get in touch with us at braingohurty@gmail.com. There's a Facebook page, facebook.com/braingohurty.
Yep.
Steam group, which will be like Steam community /braingohurty. It's probably just easier to just Google, that.
We have a Google on Google. You just have to Google our Google.
Yeah, Google our Google. Your Google.
I should warn you, I have a Kung Fu hamster.
I have Google-itis.
They actually have a weird news section. That's what news it was in.
Yeah.
The other thing that's on that is masking in the sun. Chinese beachgoers protect their skin with colourful face kinis and morph suits.
You can also
and then there's a snake that looks like a poo.
Lovely. You can also check out our videos, Flick, FFXI.
I'm sorry to interrupt again, but there's another fantastic one. Oops. Norwegian driver swerves to avoid moose in road and hits a bear instead.
That's right, just fuck up me trying to announce that your channel and stuff like that.
Sorry, I don't need the ring. I just attract people. I'm charismatic.
You're oozing.
Help! I've been attacked by my hamster. Woman phones for ambulance after being bitten by pets.